The first group went initially, and it's been about an hour or so of you guys waiting in the tavern for them to, as far as you know, take care of their business before you're to go to the guild yourselves. So we have Tiberius, Keyleth, and Vax all sitting around the Bella's Respite Tavern, lamenting what's going to come next.
Oh, apparently we have the flying carpet?
16.
The flying carpet?
Do we have a flying carpet?
The flying carpet is, for the most part, kept wrapped up and within Grog's bag of holding.
That's what I thought.
Because I think, so Grog was checking out, he was breaking up a little bit, but I feel like he just told me that we took the flying carpet.
We took the flying carpet without, sorry.
He's very far away, but I feel it's reaching its limits, but...
I would like to bogart the flying carpet and everything in the fucking bag.
He apparently left us with the flying carpet?
No,
That's according to...
No, he's saying he left with the flying carpet, Keyleth. He left with it. We don't have it.
He said, remember you took the flying carpet. To break our pee for a second.
Am I texting you that right now?
Yeah, I can't, you're cutting out. You're cutting out, Grog.
I held it for a time, but I only have my wheel of mending in mind, as far as I know.
Well, if indeed...
Hold on, let me check.
As you reach into your bag of holding...
I'm thinking really hard.
Through the luck of the draw, it seems to be that the last resting place of the flying carpet was within your bag of holding.
Oh, here it is.
Oh, look at that.
We
have it.
Shut my mouth. I guess I was wrong.
We're good.
You make your way to the southern outskirts of this portion of the bazaar, which leads its way into the central kind of building clustered portion of the Quad Roads district, to the outside of the Slayer's Take Guildhall. You walk up to the main doorway, which has the inscription in front, and pushing the door open. And there, sitting at the central desk, is once again Merton, the kind of scarred up halfling with the relatively joyful disposition, who looks up from his books and...
Okay. It appears to me that at least we have the other half of this venturing group to deal with. Let us hope that perhaps you have better luck than your previous friends and what has been chosen for you, huh?
Have they already headed out?
Yes, they left not more than, couldn't be more than an hour ago, I imagine.
And, what were they contracted with?
Oh, no, they're going to kill a dragon. Would you like me to go get the mistress for you?
Excuse me?
What?
I'll take that as yes. I'll be right back.
And he gets up from his table and wanders off. All right, so she reaches behind and pulls out what looks like a small rolled up piece of parchment. Looks at it for a second, opens it up.
Well, you will have one other hopeful for this guild. Will be joining you for this, and then a leader will be assigned to you on this excursion to keep an eye on you and make sure you stay within the rules and not go absconding to some other country and we have to hunt you down.
Fantastic.
Kashaw! Your group has arrived.
Now it's about time. I'm sick of waiting. Walks out and meets everybody.
As you guys look, the door opens and a human male steps out into the light, if you wish to describe yourself.
I am Kashaw Vesh. I'm an acolyte. Here I am. I've been waiting for you for so long now. I have to travel with them the entire time.
Well, for the remainder of this contract, at least, but once you have joined the guild, perhaps other groups will be assigned to you.
I'm sorry, were we late? We didn't mean to keep you waiting. Or do you mean, like, you've been waiting for us for a long time in the, like, kind of destiny, we're here and we're where have you been my whole life kind of way?
Is she always like this?
Yes, yes.
She's not good at reading emotions.
This is gonna be fun. Yes, no, I meant you're late. That's what I meant.
Is that what people say about me?
I don't.
We'll talk later.
By the way, the human that has walked out and approached you, you can see has kind of shoulder-length brown hair, a leather cord that is tied around the center of the forehead. Eyes, two different colors. One, I believe, is like a light blue.
One is a light blue, one is a bright yellow. And his right arm, all the way up from where you can see where it disappears below the armor, is covered in 1-inch cuts. Scars all the way up. 1-inch cuts.
A religious man.
Maybe.
Merton goes over and knocks on another door, opens it up, and This individual is fairly easy to hear from a distance. The heavy footfalls and the grumbling kind of echoes through the hallway before he even appears. Merton leads you into the light of the main foyer area. And this will be the group of which you will be guiding on this. I appreciate you doing this for us. I know it's not really usually what you do. But here is your team for this contract.
I'm sorry, where's the team?
This is your team. And Vanessa kind of chuckles to herself.
I'm sorry, this is what you'll be dealing with today.
Hi.
Hello, I'm Tiberius Stormwind.
Now, Thorbeer, play nice.
So he's a dwarf. He's a really stout dwarf. He's got a really long red beard that's sort of singed off in the lower right corner. He's got his hair is the bottom of top part of like his beard is braided and clamped off with all these like ornate kind of things. He's got these big, thick, ropey white braids that come down on either side of his face and sort of like frame his face. And these have these really big Dwarven runes on them. Do any of you guys speak Dwarven?
Yes.
No.
So,
Yes.
okay, all right. So for those of you who speak Dwarven, this is a really, really offensive curse word in Dwarven. And this one is an even more offensive curse word in Dwarven. Like, you don't say these in friendly sort of company. He's got a scar that kind of runs down across his face. And the eye that it runs through is black and his other eye is blue. And you can see that he's got these, like, some kind of Dwarven script written in tattoos all the way down his right arm.
Perhaps now would be a good time for this jovial lot of adventurers to know what it is they are to hunt down.
She reaches behind and pulls out a
Is
second.
it an actual group?
Well, we'll see how well you can make it into one. Perhaps this is a test for you as well, Fair Dwarf.
I think this is going to be an excellent bonding experience.
Seriously, the whole time she's like this?
Yes, she is. Yes, she is. It grows on you, though.
I'm sure it does.
I
So
just
does the
like
plague.
positive.
It's
Why would
true.
Everyone has such a problem with optimism.
The quarry has been approved for hunting by the holy paramours of the crown of Erethis, the quarry of one rakshasa. What's a rakshasa?
Tiger Man,
Tiger man?
essentially.
How do you know that?
Storybooks, Singorn.
Would this be an Arcana or would this be a history check? What kind of hit?
This would be more of an Arcana check.
I'm going to do an Arcana check, 18.
18?
Yeah.
Rakshasas were entities that originally stemmed from the realm of the Nine Hells. They are devils. They are deceptive and usually embed themselves in elements of society where they can grasp and take power. They love having servitude beneath them, and they are notoriously difficult and slippery to find, let alone nail down and destroy. They, appearance-wise, they look like a normal humanoid man, but have the face of a tiger, and the other curious element is both of their hands are reversed. As the dwarf exits, you guys follow outside of the Slayer's Take into the center of the main Quad Roads thoroughfare on the outskirts of the bazaar to seek a rakshasa, wherever one may be.
I thought this was going to be a fun field trip.
Well, I mean, Rakshasa does sound fun, like Rakshasa.
It does.
Eh?
And it's like a tiger person, so maybe we can relate.
I want to switch teams.
It gets better.
I'd like to make an insight check on the dwarf, not just if he's lying, I mean he could be, but just to, can I get a gut instinct of what his deal is?
Go ahead and make an insight check.
3, but I'm going to use my luck to try that again. 18 plus 2 is 20.
Would you like to just go ahead and roll a 20?
That's a 2. All
Start not!
Classic
Begin.
Skip that out. Skip.
Just
Better
enforce
now
the
than
myth, man.
Yeah.
That's one better than I usually roll.
There you go.
I'd say it's twice as good as I have.
100% improvement.
Can I, if you're in the bazaar, do I have to be out of the city to cast Locate Creature, or is that something I can do?
Cast that anywhere you want to. Your magic is divine. This is your city.
And that's not just a descriptor either.
Thank you. It's normally fabulous, but not in this city.
You focus your mind for a second, and your holy symbol begins to drift out from underneath your armor. You instinctively take it, slap it down underneath, and then refocus your vision. Your eyes close, and you can see, it looks like a pulsing energy of like a very, very dark flame, something that in itself, you could already smell the sulfur. You can smell the lineage, the devil lineage that this entity is. And there is indeed one not too terribly far from where you currently are. It's faint, which means it's in the outskirts, and you know this lasts for a good about 1,000 feet or so, but it does give you a northeastern direction, and then the spell fades.
Northeastern direction.
We should go northeast. It's also, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, closer than we thought.
Do we have any type of plan of attack? Does anyone know how to fight these things? Any earthly clue?
In my experience, there has not been a problem invented that can't be solved with an axe.
Well, that's true. We've seen that, yes.
Wonderfully helpful, thank you.
You're welcome.
Follow the axe.
Now what I want you to do is imagine an hourglass. You got that good picture of an hourglass in your heads?
Yes.
See all that sand draining out? Let's get a move on.
Okay, what am I doing with the sand?
I agree with that. Are we supposed to do something with the sand?
Yeah. Count it.
Oh, that's so difficult.
That would take so long. Can we tag
She
team
always
it?
like this?
Yes, she's...
Stormcloud's counting sand. I don't know what she's doing over here.
Wind. It's fine.
Northeast. How about let's start walking that way and see what happens? Can we give that a shot?
I agree. You did the fancy spell.
You do glance around, and there is one cart that carries more like costume, party attire supplies. It doesn't seem to have too many customers on it, but they do have a couple of masks that are on display.
Is there someone working the sand?
There is, yes. You see a woman in her 40s or so, thin, with a big toothy smile.
And I pull out 10 gold, and I spread them on her desk.
How many masks?
Oh, none.
Oh, I would like one.
Take your pick.
I slide one coin away from the other 9. And then, dragging my finger across those, say, is there anything out of the ordinary these days?
Go make a persuasion roll.
15.
Well, I mean, some businesses here are a bit shady, I won't lie, and there are
Chashman's here, madam.
There are some long-standing businesses that have quarrels. Usually they end in small scuffles, or one purchases the other and ousts them from the city. This is one of the few areas in which the more adult pleasures can be found. So there's a lot of money to be had. But recently there's been, from least what I've heard, a series of bodies have turned up. There have been a few found fished out of by the bastions in the water trough on the outskirts of the Dusk Meadow.
The bastions, what are they?
Bastions, who are the guardians of the city. They seem to be consistent. From what I hear, they've been mauled by some sort of strange beast.
Mauled.
Now, beasts on the outside of the city, that I can see, but from the inside, that is the stuff of nightmares, is it not?
Is there any indication of the cause of death on these corpses? How do they find them?
I don't know. I have not investigated. Perhaps you have to ask the bastions yourself there, or anyone who is in the vicinity.
Well, let's go talk to one then, shall we?
I thought that's what we were doing. Are we going to the 2 bastions over there, or what?
Yes.
Yes. Kashaw.
All right. As you guys step across the way, it's about a block up. One of them is partially inside the alley between 2 of the buildings. You can see he has one hand up on the wall and the other down. One of them is relieving himself on the side of the building, while the other is kind of keeping watch, arms crossed, kind of looking out across the road. As you approach, he gives you all a cursory look and immediately puts a hand to the side where you can see there's a rapier currently sheathed. Aye? You walk with purpose.
We walk for the guild.
Slayer's sake it is.
It is.
What business have you in this side of town, then? Aren't you supposed to be out past the walls killing creatures and such?
Our business takes us where our business takes us. Our business brings us here today.
All right, then what's your business?
You might be having some trouble.
Aye?
What might be what's causing you trouble and what's going to get us out of here might be the same thing.
The gentleman to the left of him finishes shaking off the rest of his alleyway journey.
Any more than twice and you're just playing with it, pal.
He turns around and kind of throws his tunic over. Excuse me. It's official bastion business. There are certain bits of business that are official in this town. I don't know how honestly right it is to be talking with common folk or even the guild who does what it's like.
I'm sorry. You're not talking to common folk.
He wants money.
I know what he wants.
Well, then give it to him so we can get out of here.
I'm circling around.
Stealth check.
Yeah. 31.
I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna ask you to go ahead and you can choose if you want to go persuasion or intimidation on this. You're writing that line.
I'm equally bad at both of them, so I think. But I think that Torbir wants to go intimidation. Give that a try. There it is! 20?
No.
What's the exact opposite?
You know, I've heard about it for so long.
I know, right? It's like you can't believe that it's a real thing until you're actually there.
Everybody talks about spontaneous combustion, but I never believed it,
right?
It's just a globule of a drum seat.
You know, I just feel like this is. I mean, it's silly. It's so silly to like to copy to do this.
Die
thing,
shame.
'cause-
Die shame.
Yeah, but all right. So
Naughty.
yep. So
I don't know what ancient Aztec deities temple you faced when you were a child, but man. All right, so as you lean,
please just let me step into a bucket. Please let me step.
We'll get to that.
And, well, he has their attention. I'm going to check out his pockets.
Oh,
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Ooh, that's not good. I'm use luck.
Second luck point.
That's better. That's all right. Perception, you said 28.
28. Taking a moment as you kind of sneak up behind the one he's talking to. Like the two guys are kind of shoulder to shoulder, squaring off with the rest of this group.
Yes.
The one that had been relieving himself in the alleyway, who's a little bit closer to you, you can see as he kind of, put his tunic right and everything, he jostled around and he revealed a couple of small pouches on his side, one of which you heard the clinking of glass on the inside. Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check.
Sleight of hand.
go, rogue, go.
I'm wearing a cloak of elven kind, which I know affects stealth checks, but not
Not sleight of hand,
All
no.
right. All right, that's all right.
This is pure...
20.
20. All right. You reach over and find the edge of the leather loop that attaches itself to the side of this bastion's belt. You tug ever so gently to the side, the loop releases, and you pull it off, seemingly without any noticing. As you pull out the 4 gold, the Bastion Clown looks at it, scoffs, and goes, "Really? A piddling's fee for this? What's to let me think that you aren't actually part of this murder scheme? So, you've got 10 seconds before we take you in."
I reach into my pocket and sort of rattle my coins around a little bit. Maybe I could buy us some time and drop 10 gold out into my other hand.
Go make a persuasion roll.
1! No.
3.
That's funny, I rolled a 3 on this time. Yeah, so that's going to be That's gonna be a 6. Guys, I think we're fighting the bastions. I feel like maybe it's going that way.
Do you roll 1?
Roll a 1. So,
You all have really low self-confidence.
We have found a series of bodies over the past few years, scattered about, a few months at a time between, all with a similar pattern of death to them. We found large portions, the meaty portions of the body have been torn away, some of them apparently eaten. There are marks that are indicative of some sort of beast ravaging the corpses, but no signs of a beast coming or going. We've had many of the finest trackers looking for any sort of sign of a creature that may have found its way into the city, living in the rooftops or the gutters, perhaps even the sewers. No sign of any such creature traveling amongst any of these scenes. Now, all the bodies have also been found wrapped up and discarded in the canals, a lot of them surrounding the abundant terrace. That's the, I'm looking around at the rest of you. That's where Melora's eyes watchful. Now, it's really got us confused as of late is the most recent murder we found was a very powerful merchant lord from Moncarel, one that's been in the city for no more than a month, and he's well known in these parts as bringing in a lot of business. His caravans come through via various sky ships, and he brings with himself an influx of much-needed mercantile in the city.
What's his name?
Not allowed to say.
You're not allowed to say?
The merchant's name is Tyrrell, but he...
What?
Tyrrell. Lord Tyrrell. But, the last place he was staying was at a recent establishment. Only been here a couple years. Referred to as the Velvet Cabaret. And the Velvet Cabaret is a very high-end place.
I know it well.
You do. Gives you a look of...
I've heard about it from somewhere else.
Scanlan? Have you been talking to Scanlan? He's all.
Don't know who that is, Storm Shadow.
He likes holes. Okay. It's Wind. Storm. Okay.
You know that this guy is a demon from the Nine Hells, and so he seems to be targeting wealthy people. Do you think these are people that he tried to get under his control, under his servitude, and it didn't go his way, so he ended up killing them?
Folk don't go into the Velvet Cabaret unless they got a lot of coin. Someone like Lord Tyrrell. Do we know anything about him? Does his name ring any bells for us at all?
Yeah.
roll a history check.
Oh boy.
No.
It happened again!
There's no way.
Precedent. You're the nega-Percy right now.
I'll do 15 history check.
I'm just telling you.
This is impressive.
Right?
Impressive.
You think it isn't real. You think it's a thing I make jokes about.
Wow.
You take a moment to conjecture where you may have heard the name. What was the name again?
From Battlestar Galactica. What was his name? Adama?
I would think maybe if you were a merchant coming into town, very wealthy, looking for some adult entertainment, might be a way to bring him out at the forefront.
Ooh, I agree. I cast Alter Self on myself and turn myself into elf.
All right.
You're half elf, right?
Half elf.
So I'll turn into half elf.
All right.
And like akin to
Look regal. A regal looking half.
highborn half elf.
All right. Fair enough. And even in comparison to Vax, your attire is very nice.
Does this mean I should go change clothes?
You were gonna go shopping.
I was.
I mean, you okay?
Thank you.
Let's go. I jingle what gold I have in a pouch in front of Keelat's face and say, let's go shopping. Come on.
Okay.
All right.
Shopping montage.
As you guys go out to
Dressing
shop
sequence.
for better looking, well-to-do attire, we'll go ahead and take a quick 5-minute break.
Oh, yes.
Return here, and as you guys continue to the next step of your hunt for the rakshasa.
Oh, Tyrrell! That's. I just remembered.
I just remembered his name. I just remembered.
What a silly thing to forget.
As the Rakshasa bears down on her
I asked you! Hey!
I'll etch that on the tombstone.
Sort of commiserating about how you feel really naked and exposed when your whole party isn't together, and how weird that feels to not have everybody together at the same time.
Yeah.
So I think I kept him from the bathroom.
Oh, gotcha. That's okay.
Yeah.
He'll arrive. When he comes in, we all just awkwardly stare. And sit
Just
down.
like sit.
Yeah, we'll do that. So when he arrives, we'll just take that.
I'm with that.
But in the meantime, you guys you've managed to go back and
Stop. Disadvantage on my next 5 attack.
I love the awkward stare. It was great. Tell the cabaret.
To the cabaret.
Yes.
So I presume that I'll play the role of your guard.
Bodyguard, yes.
What does that make me? How about your valet? You'll need one if you're wealthy. Would you have a human though?
Of course. Of course I would have a human.
So
I'm
are
a
you
boy.
Are you Lord
What's
Vex?
wrong with being a girl?
Lord Scanlan of the Short Halts.
Lord Scanlan. Lord Scanlan of the. I'm sorry, of the what?
Of the Short Halts.
The short halts.
Yes.
Okay.
We have a cobbling empire.
Of course you do.
Shoes.
Okay.
We have a
The
cobbling.
short
Small
halts.
shoes.
Okay. Lord Scanlan of the short halts.
We make shoes.
We cater mostly to halflings and gnomes. Everyone, but specifically because they're so underserved.
You have a gnome shoe empire.
Rolling in it, baby.
Okay.
Yes.
What is your empire,
Who
human?
am I? Who
I have
am
no
I
empire. I'm his valet.
in this equation?
We're equal partners. Yeah, I'd say,
Am I your wife?
do you want to be? Is that weird?
I say it's equally. No.
No!
I think that's fine.
It's
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can be your wife. I can RP this. I mean, I can
What does
pretend to be that.
RP mean?
I can yeah. So quarreling in short halls.
Alright, done and done.
a few moments pass. Eventually the siren returns, and you are greeted at the doorway by a dwarf. Comes to the door and immediately says,
Gracious welcome to all of you. I've been told that you're seeking possible membership to our establishment.
In Dwarvish, I say that's correct.
Well, fantastic then. Don't leave possible patrons outside.
and looks off to the two bouncers, and they kind of grumble and step off to the side.
Come in, follow me.
As you guys have walked to the center of this room now, the dwarf individual that led you in turns around and with a bug bat.
I would like to introduce myself. My name is Hozim. I am the manager of this fine establishment, the Velvet Cabaret. If you are seeking membership, you should probably speak with our patron, the owner of this establishment. It appears that he will be available in just a moment if you'd like to sit tight, and you are more than welcome to speak.
You hear a voice come from the hallway. Enter! I ask you all to enter. If you are to meet me, please, come, sit, be comfortable. Welcome to the Velvet Cabaret. My name is Vince Cianor, and I am the owner of this house of joy and pleasure.
Since you've walked into this room, there has been an air of something not right about you. And through this conversation, I've come to believe that perhaps you're not telling me the truth. Now, I will ask of you at this moment, whoever you may be, short halts or not, but this entire facility is very well paid to make sure that, should you try anything funny, you won't get but 2 steps before the heads leave your shoulders. So let's be frank here. Who are you? Why are you here?
I am sure you have dealt with many a powerful client in your day. And I am sure it is not unfamiliar to you that many powerful clients have many deep secrets.
As she finishes that, I dispel auto self.
Okay, as your actual dragonborn appearance restores itself, he sits back.
My apologies. I am Tiberius Stormwind. And I do, yes, wind. I never get it right. I merely dispelled this to show you that earning your trust is in our best interest. I do not wish to deceive.
Oh, then perhaps you should have walked in this form when you first arrived. You see,
Many people don't take kindly to a red dragonborn, by the way. I just thought it was best. We're in a new town, and it was standard protocol whenever we visit a new town. My apologies.
Well, one person has come clean. What about this one? What is your business here?
My business here is the same as theirs. We're here in the long run to help you.
What is to help me? You have not told me what your business is.
We're here to stop a murderer.
Explain.
Bodies have been showing up outside this building. Multiple bodies. I'm not going to get into the details, but we've been sent here to stop that from happening any further.
We're fairly sure you know of this.
Look at this guy. Does he look like he's fucking around?
He winks at him.
Kind of, the force of the wink itself is intense enough to the point where he physically shudders and kind of leans back a few inches.
Now, you must be aware of this problem. Can't be a surprise to you. People are starting to take notice in this city. This was inevitable.
Now, are you coming to ask questions? To see what involvement we have? Answers? We've already told everything to anyone else. We have no involvement. I don't know what you're talking about. This is ridiculous. And I may have to ask you to leave.
He's shutting down. Someone do something, quick.
Inside check. Balls.
Can I do also...
I will also make an insight check.
Can I do that as well?
Not again.
We're all gonna die.
That makes my 10 look Titanic.
I'm just here to make you look good. That's what Torbeard does.
Did you do
19.
2. Oh. No, I rolled a 2.
It's still good.
Please, come on.
You're going up.
It's not impressive. Like that's, that's mythic.
Statistically unlikely.
That's the thing. You're beating math.
I know. Yeah, I know. I've been beating math
Genius.
for 20 years.
Genius.
Yep, I'm very good.
Yeah. You're the singularity that ruins the
I
loss
know.
of physics.
Somewhere in the world, there's a person who never rolls under 17, and I was placed on this planet to balance them out, to save you all, to prevent the black hole at the center of our planet from collapsing and taking us all with it. You're welcome.
She's in New Zealand.
Once again, do you still have Lord Tyrell's possessions?
His possessions are not under my keeping, no.
There we go. Thank you. Where are they?
I have no idea.
I want to do a perception check.
This would be insight, yeah.
Insight check, sorry. Nice. Nice. Where are we? Oh, wow. 26.
26.
What's that like? That's 29 of your rolls, strangely.
Looking at you tense and says that he's fumbling lie after lie right now. Kill me if I say anything.
We're gonna kill you now.
Now or later, friend.
And we could protect you from them. Or it.
This establishment, I am not the owner. I'm a figurehead. Something else currently runs post strings from behind.
Something else?
As we said, it.
He kind of looks off past you, just over your shoulder.
Perception check.
Oh, son of a bitch.
23.
23. You glance over your shoulder briefly, and at this point you can see the door is partially ajar. And you can see in the little bit of light there is a dwarven face staring through the passage. That then slams the door shut quickly, and you hear footsteps.
Oh, great.
Was that Hosen?
That was Hosen, yeah.
Fucking Hosen.
Thanks a lot, Hoser.
I'm going rat,
A fly?
Okay.
and I'm going after Hosen.
Nice.
You guys watch as Keyleth all of a sudden grasps the side of her armor, and then her form shrinks down to a tiny rat, then darts underneath.
I'm gonna bap this guy in the head. I'm gonna just flip the blade and strike him across the forehead.
Okay.
As I see her do this, I open the scroll, one of the scrolls she gave me, and I do polymorph for myself, and I turn myself into a gadfly. And follow.
Okay.
So, I'm within 20 feet of him, whatever?
You are... Actually, no, he'd be back here, yeah. He's just rushing past. So he's 20 25 feet from you.
Okay. I'm going to get dispel polymorph, and I'm going to cast silence in front of him. And I'm going to silence him.
Okay. As you're just starting to get through his pockets, you start hearing some sort of a scuffle outside of the room.
I'm gone.
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
So have you guys roll initiative as well?
I don't even know.
All right.
Not
Is it a 6 or a 9?
9.
That's a 9 or 6.
That is a 9.
That's a 9, all right.
Plus your...
Theoretically.
11.
Only when it counts is what it is.
It's,
Okay.
Well, right, I know, but there's 20 faces on this. So, I mean, look, right?
Yes, he just rolled a
that's-
20 when it didn't
can,
matter.
It can happen. I know that it's possible. I've done it.
Tiberius, Keyleth, you're up first.
Are we same time? I guess I'll go ahead and cast out of my B shape as well and cast Hold Person on him as he's running away.
Okay. Cool. Is you staying where you are? You're gonna move, or you stay there, or you're gonna move?
Well, he's right there, right?
Right there, yeah.
So I'm just gonna
All
try
right. So
and
you
hold him.
you go ahead and cast Hold Person. As the spell releases, you can see kind of the mystical kind of shimmering cage that seems to encapsulate. Seems to shrug it off.
Because he's
No
not a
effect.
person. He's not a person. I should have fucking done Grasping Vine.
That's fine.
God damn it.
That's
All
fine.
right.
Okay. Do you want to move, or are you staying where you are?
Yeah, I'll follow after his ass.
All right.
you're not
You can
fun.
get up to pretty much right adjacent to him if you want.
Fine.
All right, Tiberius.
Bring it.
I'm going to cast telekinesis and grab him that way.
Okay. So from where you are, you go ahead and you create your telekinetic force. You rush out, and the telekinetic force seems to have no effect on the dwarf's form.
It's the Rakshasa! That's him!
As you guys turn, you see Tiberius comes rushing into the room.
The Rakshasa! Nothing worked on him! And I think that's not normal!
You're speaking Draconian. You're speaking Draconian.
Sorry! Rakshasa! I believe the dwarf is the Rakshasa.
Hosing gets just out of the sphere of silence, and then angrily does a motion with the hand, and then
Can we locate creature? See how close he is?
how long does it take to cast Locate Creature?
I believe it is 1 action.
Okay, so you can do that.
Okay.
So you mark that off as another casting of that spell.
Okay.
As you kind of rush out into the hallway and see that it's vanishing, and you cast the spell for a second, you could see the direction of the creature is roughly ahead of you, and you also see a door on the opposite side. This right-hand door open and close.
He just goes invisible.
At which point, 3 of the bouncers then start pushing through the silks. One of them pushes this way here, this one kind of pushes aside, and they come out, weapons drawn, seeing all of you there, and one of them goes,
Man.
that's their turn, but it looks like they're ready to jump into some sort of combat circumstance. That brings us to the top of the round. Tiberius, you're up.
Just in my head, I just disperse silence anyway. And before I go out, I turn into Hosing. Alter self.
Okay, so use your action to cast Alter Self. You take Hosim's form, you step out, closing the door behind you.
What's all this noise out here? What are you bothering my friends for? Guards!
The guards kind of look over, confused, and we heard that there was
Everything's fine. So friends, get on with your business. Get back on patrol. Make sure nothing happens, or I'll have your heads.
Make a deception check.
Oh, come on, Tiberius.
28.
The guards kind of look at each other. All right, but if anything happens again, there's a problem. Let us know. We'll be at the ready.
Of course.
They sheathe their weapons and kind of look untrustingly to the rest of your group with your weapons currently drawn and step back. To
get out.
Okay.
Pull out the same poison blade and start walking down that hole a little further, and want to see if I sense any traps further ahead.
Okay, to about there.
Yeah?
Make a perception check.
Natural 20.
Looking about.
And balance was restored to the universe.
I
think I want to get this door open quickly, please.
I'm gonna hit the door with my axe.
Okay, go for a roll.
One.
What'd you roll?
What?
One? No way!
This is
It's
amazing.
a lie!
I'm gonna do something.
If it
here.
wasn't live,
I'm gonna
no
do
one
something
would
here.
believe
I'm gonna do
it.
something here.
I rolled a 1. Because it is what I do.
I'm gonna test this theory. I'm gonna trade you
Oh, okay.
for now,
Yeah.
and I'm just gonna leave you with that dice and see if it
If it transfers,
any impact whatsoever.
you have to throw it into the fire, Mr. Frodo.
The curse doesn't care about which die is rolled.
Which is very possible, but there needs to be
It's like
some sort
okay,
of...
it's like science class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you pull back the axe, you actually swing wildly backward, nearly hitting Vax in the process. You have to dodge out of the way as the axe embeds itself into the wood behind you.
Again.
Axe is stuck.
I kind of slap myself in the
is.
forehead and go, pull out thieves' pick.
Okay. You... The door swings open without issue. It's one of the easier jobs you've had.
Should have done that in the first place.
Yeah,
You,
should have beat it down.
Ninth time's the charm.
you push open the door and find your way into what looks to be a very well-adorned bedroom.
How long does it take me to pull the axe out of the wall, and how far into Yakety Sax does the soundtrack get? Up there, and just with the foot, and jumping on it, and trying to pull it down. And...
We're currently hitting like the 1 minute 15-second mark.
Okay, great, sure.
Haven't quite pulled it out of the wood yet.
Okay, good. And my little legs are kicking underneath me while I pull it down. I'm cursing in Dwarven.
They called me Benny. Benny Hill.
May I enter the room?
You may. You push past the confused cleric
Okay,
and
so
the more
I look around. I look at the rug. I sigh heavily, and I pull the rug.
pull the rug, revealing a wooden floor. Plain slab.
You thought that was gonna be good.
What's the point, too?
I'm not a fan of elves or half elves before, but this one's really starting to dig into you a little.
That's some sass.
Great.
I'll make a perception check because we could total up all my rolls and I'd have 5.
Come on. Hey!
That's actually better. 20.
Oh, you pull the rug back, there's nothing there, and you kind of look about at the rest of the folks with a heavy sigh. But the rug was on the right track. Everyone was keeping high, looking beneath the bed. You can see what looks to be, in the shadow, some little bit of elevated wood that catches your attention. As you spider underneath, your first hand goes and then goes underneath, and you nearly tumble, and you catch yourself. There is a 5-foot wide hole in the ground right beneath this bed. And as you catch yourself, you can feel a little bit of wind just slowly drifting up from underneath. There's some sort of an airflow coming from underneath this bed where this hole is, and you feel over and you can see that little bit of wood that you saw peeking forward is the top of a makeshift ladder that is currently fastened to the side of this tunnel that disappears beneath the room. You guys begin making your way down with Torbir leading the way. You step off the ladder into what appears to be a small circular area that leads into another 10-foot by 10-foot tunnel, or by 10 by 15 foot up, and continues forward. This is very natural carved earth. It's not smooth stone. It just looks like a tunnel that was mined out of the floor. Tiberius, behind you, you hear a grinding of stone.
No way.
And then a loud slam sound hits, like something extremely heavy just dropped behind you.
Run!
Guys, glance over your shoulder and you see what looks to be a fairly rounded boulder.
I dispel alter self immediately.
The stone boulders
Indiana Jones, motherfucker!
picking up speed with the slow decline of this room. All of you guys, what are you doing?
Run!
Run!
You're bolting forward.
I cast fly on myself and fly.
Okay. Tiberius, the boulder is nearly upon you now. What are you gonna do?
I cast a 5th level spell, and I will cast my Obelisk of Iron. 3 in a row. Behind me.
Immediately following that, you hear a large the impact of stone against iron, and you see the obelisk bend with this horrible creaking sound. As
Keep running.
Oh, that should stop it right there.
I don't know.
the sound of the rolling has stopped.
I still don't trust it. We should still get out of this hole.
I would like to make a. You tell me what check it is. What I want to do is look to see. I want to look down into this thick mud kind of stuff. What I'm looking for are tracks, and if I do well enough, I want to see if I can get a sense of like how fast the thing was going. Like, has it slowed down because it's comfortable, or is it still running because it wants to get to it?
Make another survival check.
So I'm underground.
Actually,
and-
as a dwarf, I'll give you advantage on that. So roll again.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense. This is your place.
It's another...
Well, the higher one was a 4.
Okay.
The lower one was a 1.
The higher one was a 4?
Remember what I told you about the Wheaton dice curse? I'm sorry. Because no one will believe me. No one ever believes me.
Yeah, he's been taking pictures of all
genuinely-
his fails, so everyone believes
It's.
him.
And at this point, I'd be amazed that he hasn't helped us in any way, shape, or form. And cast a perception check of my own.
Sure.
Okay.
Really good.
There we go. So let's see, we are at 21.
21. Okay. First thing that
You are useless, for the love of God.
As a pre-existing member of the Slayers Taken, the man who is currently set to be the leader of your group, you're really beginning to wonder if this guild is kind of thing you really want to be joining at this point.
I haven't been in a fight yet.
True.
God forbid.
You're stepping forward, keeping an eye out, and you kind of look back at the group and take a step, and your foot slips out from under you. Smack! You hit the slime and beginning to slide down the tunnel as part of the decline. You guys watch as your cleric just and Goonie style slide vanishes into the darkness.
Oh, it's our time. It's our time down here.
Kashaw has vanished into the darkness, and you hear.
As I see this happen, I run over and I'm like,
This looks like a lot of fun!
As it runs through the air because you're flying still.
oh. Has 10 minutes passed? 10 minutes, it only lasts for like 10 minutes.
Oh, then yeah, it's
Yeah,
fine.
I
Okay,
figured
right.
I was blocking.
Yeah, so so you just slide after?
Yeah, I go, this looks a lot of fun, and I go on a slide.
Tiberius slides after.
Nice.
Face, body first.
And
Across
then
the
I
slime.
see Tiberius go and I go, woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo! And I go too.
All right. 3 of your party has just vanished into the darkness, hoping that fate will take them to some place of pillows and feathers. The slime stops, and there's just air.
Hey, you guys!
And a few moments of this air rushing past you
shit.
is immediately stopped with a wet sound as you impact hard into some sort of heavy, spongy matter. As you look around with the light, you can see little bits of movement kind of leaping through this heap.
Insects, root, vermin, whatever else is going to be wonderful.
Then suddenly, thrusting out of the center of this heap, you see what looks like a large arm or tendril, kind of brownish tan in colors, slams onto the side of it. A second one.
Oh shit! I go invisible.
All right.
You gotta help. Where the hell did he?
At which point you now see emerging from it the two of these giant tendrils, which they end are covered in these long teeth-like spines, kind of grasping the sides of this stone cylinder, pulling itself out of the refuge, shaking as it pulls itself forward. You now see the body that contains it with 1/3 central tendril that rises up with what looks like creepy eyes or nose holes that are kind of looking around and glancing at both of you. And you see merging beneath that the body, this large 8 to 10 foot thick, wide, covered in just slime body that is this gargantuan, toothy maw that opens up with a tongue that lolls out. And that's where we're gonna go ahead and end today's session.
Damn it!
Do you give out prizes for the most ones rolled in a night? Because I'm pretty sure I won that.
I do. And for that prize, I give you a fancy yellow D20.
Thank you. That's great. Does it have all ones on it?
Shit. Yeah.
Oh, that's been your problem the whole time.
Congratulations, you've won imploding self-esteem.
That's stacks, right? Because I already have that.